Okay, welcome to Math 308. This is going to be kind of a lot of stuff you might get told on the first day of class. I'm going to do it in this video just because most of you guys are used to the general rundown of what happens in a math class, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time going over this stuff in class, so I'm doing it here. So here is the Canvas page. You should see something that looks like this. I have no clue why that says recent announcements. It's there. I can't change it. This is the home page. If you click home, you come to this. This is the syllabus. Again, a lot of this is very the standard syllabus, so I'm not going to go through everything. Just look through all of the information here. These are the sections and lecture times. These are my office hours. I'll go over that a little bit later. Course description, prereqs, outcomes, objectives. Look through all of that. This is the textbook. The main use for the textbook is going to be reading. The homework problems, which I will talk about in a moment, I'm going to type, so you don't need to see the book to see the homework problems, but I also will assign extra problems for practice that I'll talk about in a moment as well. But I just do that based on the number of the textbook. I just give you problem numbers from the textbook. So if you want to know kind of the right problem numbers, you need to have this edition of the textbook. Otherwise, if it's just for information, you can use any of these textbooks really, or any of the earlier editions. And if you as far as the problem numbers go, if you just kind of understand what section it is we're in class, or what section it is in the official textbook, and figure out what the corresponding section is in the earlier edition textbook, which is probably the same section, you'll probably be good that way as well. But like I said, the problems that you'll turn in, which I'll talk about homework in just a minute, I will type those out, and you won't need the book for that. Okay, all of this is about Canvas and Gradescope. Everything that you need for this class is going to be accessible through Canvas. So you will be turning in homework assignments on Gradescope, but that's accessible through Canvas. So everything here is on Canvas. A couple of things I want to mention: when you're doing homework, you can use computer, calculator, whatever. Talk to friends, collaborate. I encourage that. Obviously, you won't have those resources on a test, and whatever you type or whatever you write on your homework needs to come from you. In other words, if you got help from somebody, whether it be a friend or looking something up, or an online integral calculator, or ChatGPT, or Check, or whatever it happens to be, you need to be writing your own solution. If you're just copying the solution, this is getting into the area of academic dishonesty. But even worse than that, the whole point of the homework is to help you get good at the stuff that we're learning about. And if you're not doing that, you're not getting good at it. This is the grading breakdown. There is weekly homework. There will be a homework every week, including the first day of class. It'll be due Monday at midnight every day. If that freaks you out a little bit, just wait a second until I talk about it. So weekly homework, 16%. I think I'll drop 2 of the lowest homework assignments. I don't know if I mentioned this here. There are going to be 2 Python assignments. Each of those is worth 2% of the grade. And then 2 exams in the semester, and then a final exam with the percentages here. And here's a grading breakdown. You have a week. You can, on Gradescope, it's very easy to submit a regrade request. Please do that if you find that there is an error in the grading. But you have a week after it's been returned to do that. So when I say returned, I mean posted on Gradescope, the grades on Gradescope. So you have a week after that. And this is just because I don't want to wait until the end of the semester to have to look at everybody who wants to get a few extra points back or something like that. So along those lines, if you think I think he graded this wrong, but it's only 1 point and I'm not going to bother him, don't think that. If you think I graded something wrong, it needs to be fixed, and so please submit a regrade request and I can look at it. And then you can kind of read through some of this stuff here. Here are the final exam times, and the rest of all of this stuff, this stuff here is just the general boilerplate stuff you see on any syllabus. Here is the tentative course schedule. Tentative is really kind of not exactly accurate. I plan to stick to this pretty exactly. So this is it. So if you want to know what you cover, what I'm covering a certain week, or if you missed a day and want to know, what was covered, it's going to be one of these options. Now, I will, if you look at week 3, there's 3 sections and 3 days, so probably I'll cover, this on Monday, this on Wednesday, this on Friday. It might not be that exact. And obviously some days there's only 2 sections. Some weeks there's only 2 sections. But generally, Well, not generally. Every week I expect these are going to be the things that we cover that week, and what I cover on which day is going to just depend on how things go. The other thing that this is here for is because I expect you to at least go through some of this stuff before class starts. So this is a lot of sections for the first day of class, but if you move into the second week, I expect you to have at least read through these sections. In the third week, I expect you to have at least read through those sections before you come to class. I'm not saying you have to spend a whole bunch of time, reading it and understanding every single part of it. That's what lecture is for. But I do expect that you have at least seen it before you come to class. Along those lines, this is a 3-hour class. I expect that for every hour you're in class, you're going to be working 3 hours, at least 3 hours outside of class. So you're in class for 3 hours a week, so that means you should be spending 9 hours a week outside of class on this class. Now, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to have homework problems that I assign. That counts. Reading the textbook counts. Doing the practice problems counts as well. And so my general feeling is that anybody who has made it to Math 308, as long as you do the practice problems that I assign, as long as you pay attention in class, you're going to do fine in this class. You will be successful in this class as long as you're doing the practice problems, reading the textbook at least a little bit, and paying attention in class. And especially, I want to emphasize doing the practice problems. If you're doing those things, then you're going to do fine in this class. Okay, now, speaking of sort of practice problems and day-to-day things, if you go to the modules, every week we'll have a module. Right now there are 2 modules up, one for week 1, one for week 2. I have lecture notes that I have posted here, and I will post those by the Friday before the next week. So today is Friday. I have posted them for next week, and these are the sections that we're going to be covering next week. Okay, and probably there might be, I might not get through all of section 2.2. But these are the notes. You can print them out, bring them to class, or write on them on your tablet. I will fill out these versions in class and then post a filled out version after class. Okay. I will also point out that all of the section numbers and subsection numbers and chapter numbers correspond to the book. So the title of chapter 1 in the book is Introduction, and then the first section is called Some Basic Mathematical Models, Direction Field. So everything, all of the section numbers in my lecture notes correspond to the section numbers in the book, so it's easy to kind of refer back to things. Okay. The other thing that you'll notice is that, like I said before, there's going to be a homework assignment due every Monday night at 11:59 p.m. The only exceptions are going to be the weeks around exams. So our exams will be on Friday. The week after that, like the Monday after that, there will not be a homework due. But all other weeks there will be. So just 2 weeks out of this semester, there won't be homework due. So the way that you're going to do the homework, you look at the week's assignment. It's whatever assignment is due that week is going to be in that week's module. So week 1, the assignment is due on Monday, so it is in January 13th. That's what module the homework is in. So if you click on this assignment, it's going to bring you up to this page here. I'll click on this in a minute. This is going to give you the PDF. It says you'll turn it in on Gradescope. You can either print the template out and write on it, or write on it using your tablet or something, but you've got to use a template just because that makes it easy for us to grade. For this assignment only, all of the problems, there's only 2 on this assignment, will be graded for completion. The main point for this is to just get you accustomed to uploading your assignments on Gradescope if you haven't done that, and just to kind of get me and you and my TAs into the workflow of grading these homework assignments. So if you click on this, it will give you this template here. There's a PDF file. It's opening. It's going to take a minute. Don't know why it's taking so long. Here you have it. Here are instructions for the assignment, and these are the where you will do your work here. I'll say a little bit more about this in a little bit. But like I said, for the first homework assignment, it's going to be graded purely for completion. But I did pick problems that I want you to think about. Okay. If I go back to the modules here, homework 2. This is kind of the first real homework assignment. So let me open this up. There are 10 different problems. A subset is going to be graded for accuracy, and the rest will be graded for completion. So what you're going to do here is, let's look at this problem here. For which values of r is e to the rt a solution to this equation? You're going to put your work here, and then you're going to put your final answer here. So you're going to have all of your work here, and let's say the final answer is 0 and 5. I don't think that's right. I just came up with two numbers. Down here, you're going to write r equals 0 and 5, and up here, you're going to put your work. Okay, and that's how it's going to be for all of these problems. The only ones that are slightly different is going to be like this question here, which is just verify that this is a solution and there really is no final answer. Okay, the other thing that I want to point out is that I've put these additional problems. These are additional practice problems that I think it will be very beneficial if you do these practice problems. So that should say 5 through 13. I guess I'll fix that. So these, the problem numbers here are referring to the course textbook. So again, I think earlier editions have roughly the same section numbers, so and roughly similar problems. So if you have an earlier edition, you just kind of have to deal with that a little bit. But I'll let you kind of work on that problem on your own. Okay, and again, notice that week 2, this homework is due week 2, so it's in the week 2 module. I haven't put the week's notes up yet. They will be there by Friday of next week. Okay, Gradescope, you will turn your assignments in on Gradescope. So if you click here, you can click on this homework assignment here. Mine's going to look a little bit different because I'm in the instructor mode, but you'll turn in your assignment here. And I think I have made this assignment so that you have to like select which page goes with which problem, or which problem goes with which page or something. So again, this is something that you will see how to do when you upload your first homework assignment on Monday or by Monday. Okay. I think that's most of what I want to say. This right here, Introduction to the Class, the link doesn't work now. It is the video that I'm currently working on that I will post here. Again, my number one advice for you is to do the practice problems. I give the practice problems because I think these problems are helpful I think these problems are helpful for you to understand what's going on. As long as you keep up with the practice problems, you're going to do well. Please do not, get into the mindset of like not doing anything and then a test comes and then you're going to study for the test. What I want you to do is I want you to study for the test throughout the semester by doing these practice problems, asking questions in class, being engaged in class, reading the textbook, coming to office hours to ask me questions, so on and so forth. Oh, I do want to say something about office hours. Office hours will be in blocker 356. A is my office, but 356 is kind of the common area that in the suite that several of us share. This is where my office hours will be. These are the times for my office hours. If one of these hours if none of these work for you, let me know and we can try to set something up. The other thing that I want to mention is that there are weekend review sessions for this. It's this link here. I will just show you. I don't think they have. Well, this is the schedule. I don't think they have a location. No, it does look like they have a location. Yeah. Now, okay. All right. Now, I think that is all that I wanted to say. I look forward to seeing you guys in class on Monday, or if you have already watched this, or if you are not watching this video until Monday, I guess I'm glad that I saw you in class on Monday. Okay, goodbye.